Wide receiver DeAndre Hopkins is a free agent after the Arizona Cardinals decided to cut him at the end of May. And although he was on I Am Athlete and he mentioned the 5 quarterbacks when asked by Brandon Marshall who he would like to play for, the Detroit Lions and Jared Goff were not on that list. But it's funny how Lions fans, they don't want him, right? But if we picked him up, then the fan base would go bananas, right? So I'm here to tell you to say the things you might be too afraid to say. Now, what's intriguing about this DeAndre Hopkins situation is that 2 years ago, a year ago, the Detroit Lions would have been a laughable destination for any free agent when Dan Campbell and Brad Holmes took over and Sheila Hamp Ford was cleansing out the Matt Patricia trash. That nobody wanted to come here. And he brought in a lot of one-year deals. Matter of fact, most of everyone except Jared Goff, I would say at least 50% or more of the team were one-year deals. But now we are getting media attention, national recognition, and the Detroit Lions are now a desirable or becoming a desirable destination. And it's funny that we know this about our team and our franchise. Now we're getting primetime games after not having any last year. And the NFL is taking notice. So according to Nick Shook with NFL.com, he lists the Detroit Lions as a potential landing spot for DeAndre Hopkins. Now, I have my opinion on this, and I have expressed it before, but for the sake of this video, I'll do it again. Here's what he had to say when it comes to DeAndre Hopkins. Says, surprise, free agency prove Detroit is indeed a desirable destination these days, and Hopkins would fit into this roster seamlessly. With everyone available, the Lions will be looking at a receiving core featuring Hopkins, St. Brown, Jamison Williams after serving his suspension, Marvin Jones, and Josh Reynolds. That's a far cry from the group that they played with most of 2022, and after a productive offseason with less, the potential would make the Lions fans salivate. A year ago, this would have been a laughable landing spot. But as free agent signee David Montgomery said this week, Dan Campbell is a coach for whom players want to run through a wall. Hopkins will provide Detroit with an experienced target who could also help guide this team through what Lions fans hope will be a run into the postseason. As long as Jared Goff can produce at a rate similar to his 2022 output, it would be an ideal pairing. Now, I have my thoughts on this. DeAndre Hopkins, when he was up for a trade, we had heard that he doesn't want to come to practice and all this other stuff, right? That he's a vet. I mean, he's been in the league for 10 plus years. And giving up trade capital, it would have been less likely. But now that he's a free agent, and I have to say this, I have to believe that anybody who comes to the Detroit Lions, Brad Holmes and Dan Campbell have talked to these people enough that they would fit, right? We're not going to bring in someone who doesn't fit the culture, okay? So now that the NFL is saying that DeAndre Hopkins will be a good fit, could he be a good fit? I wouldn't mind if the Detroit Lions take at least an attempt to bring him in and see what's up for a considerable, reasonable price. So let me know your thoughts below. DeAndre Hopkins, would he make this team better? If the Lions sign him, how would you feel? Would you be disappointed or would you be okay? Let me know in the comments below. Take care of yourself. I'll catch you in the next video.